Hello, this is Carter Johnson. Again, you may have seen my other video here on YouTube of cutting regular freehand jigsaw puzzles. I'd like to show you now how I cut something I enjoy a great deal, and that's postage stamps. Specifically a 1-cent stamp. I've cut some others, but the 1-cent one is cheaper when I make, and I do make a lot of mistakes. Here is the stamp in its container, which is a matchbox to which I've glued a stamp and then just sprayed it with a glossy spray. It's 10 pieces, and here it is put together. Now I'm going to cut one for you, and I'm going to cut one out of this sheet. And I've mounted a bunch of these 1-cent stamps. Obviously I've cut along here, made a couple of them already, and this is poplar. One of the things about poplar that's great is that the wood, when I'm finished cutting, doesn't seem to have a problem falling into the little hole beneath the saw blade. And so here we'll go. I hope you can see it with the focus a little more close up. And for some reason the poplar seems to sort of swell or something, and it's not a problem. So I'm going to cut here these 10 pieces. I am a color line cutter, and that means I use the colors in the picture, whatever picture I'm cutting, to form the basis for pieces. I put locks on each piece to lock them to the piece adjoining them so that they hold together. Piece number 2 is coming up here. Hope you can see it. Now you'll probably notice what appears to be a fair amount of wobble in the blade. I can assure you it's not, well obviously it isn't wobbling or I'd have trouble cutting it. But the speed of the blade is distorted by the fact that I'm using this video. And the video, by the way, is just from my digital camera. So don't mind that the wobble. I've seen it myself, and it's pretty confusing. Anyway, I'm going to continue to do this. I've got a tough piece coming up. That's the piece around the head of the bird. This is the one I just did, around the head of the bird. So if you can follow me here, I'm going around the head. There we go. Now the trickiest thing in this is to learn how to stop moving and not pushing so that the saw cannot be cutting, and you can make these tight turns. Now there's a real tight one, and for the first time now you'll see me getting into the border of this stamp. Okay, as I said, that's the trickiest one in the whole thing. It'll be the receptacle for the head of the bird. Now I use these little stamp puzzles, I don't sell them. I use them almost as, well, just about anywhere I want to be remembered. I'll even use them as tips in a restaurant, or there's the head of the bird, little tiny head. Or I'll use them when I get especially good customer service out of a clerk. I also use them to give away when I demonstrate my puzzle making technique in front of scroll saw groups or woodworking shows. They make a big hit with people. I sold them once. I sold them to a businessman who was going to China and wanted to give them away to Chinese businessmen. I guess they were a big hit. He had made a mistake the previous year by taking to China some Chicago Cubs caps, only to find out that the caps were made in China in the first place. Okay, we're coming down the line here, the last 3 pieces. This piece has a long edge on the edge of the stamp itself. Now, I am running this saw, as I said, these are 8/0 jeweler's plate. I guess I didn't say. These are 8/0 jeweler's blades. They cannot take the saw's full tension that I use when I'm cutting other puzzles. So with these blades, I lower the tension from about 4.5 to 3, and I lower the saw's speed from my normal running it at 6.5 or 7 down to about a little over 4. Next to the last piece. I realize this part might be kind of boring to you, but for those of you who want to pursue and make these things, perhaps these will show you how to do it. And we're coming up to the last piece here. That piece will fit with, here's the others, to make this. So I thank you for watching. I hope it's been informative, and I urge you to give it a try.